What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the point of view crew. And so look, I hate to admit it, and it's heartbreaking to say, but there's some weak woods out there. And one of the weakest things you could do, at least in my opinion, is to run from a fight. So right now, I'm going to tell you some stories about some white boys who have gotten frightened and got scared and ran from confrontation. But first, we need to digest this fact. First, we need to realize that running doesn't always look like running, now does it? Because sure, if you're on the streets and you get scared and frightened of a confrontation, you can run, now can't you? But in lockup, you can't run because there's nowhere to go. So these weak-ass white boys had to get creative and find clever ways to avoid confrontation. A lot of times they will prone out, which is something we're going to talk about, or they'll just straight up roll it up. They will find a way to get up and go if they're scared enough, but sometimes they do just straight out run out a door. Sometimes they do run out of an open door if they're tripping and scared enough and the opportunity presents itself. Like trip on this. I'm an ICDTP, in custody drug treatment program. They used to hand it out as a violation and it was awesome. Awesome. It's 60 days in Kern County Jail, max mead, which ain't nothing. I could do 60 days standing on my head, homeboy. In max mead, they had weekly store, daily phone action, visits, a TV hanging on the wall, straight love. And after that 60 days, you'd have to go to a 30-day program. An out on the streets program. Easy, bro. Way better than a 5, 6, 7, 8 month violation at Wasco or some mainline prison. So ICDTP, you have to be from Bakersfield or Ventura to go. And I was up in there programming with my homeboy Nick Brimage and this other wood from Bakersfield. Now there's these two other white boys, these woods, in there with us from Ventura. One of them was a Nazi lowrider dropout. Now how do I know that? Because he had Nazi lowrider tattooed across the back of his neck. So I knew he was once upon a time NLR. And he was always trying to hide it though. And he would never let you get behind him. And he was skittish. And it was obvious to me he was a dropout. Otherwise he would have came up, introduced himself. What's up? My name's Rick, NLR. Which he did not do. So Rick, the NLR dropout, always hung out with his homeboy, Pony Boy. Who was big and buff. You could tell he was with the business. They were there on the buddy system. I'm sure Pony Boy told Rick, don't trip. If any one of these fools run up, I got your back. Every night, though, the Bakersfield car, me and Nick, another little homeboy from Bakersfield, would break down a routine. 123 burpees. And every time we got to 44, we would really yell the number 44 to mess with this dude, Rick. It'd be like, 42... 43, 44! We'd make a show of it. We'd really just yell it with all of our might. Why? Because 44 is the number for NLR. So Rick, hearing that, is thinking that we're either lowriders ourselves, or at least, at the very least, associates or sympathizers. But all we were really trying to do was mess with his head, which it did and it didn't. Like I said, he was skittish, but I kind of picked up on the vibe that he was like, I don't give a fizzuck if you run up, run up. So he was tripping, but not that bad. He was there in program. In fact, he dealt with my homeboy Nick. He dealt with everybody in the dorm because Rick was a very, very good artist. Very good. And so he's drawing all this art for people in the dorm. People are sending him 40, 50, upwards of 60, 70, $100 for his art. He's making a killing. He's always drawing. He's got his nose in that art pad, homeboy, and there he is right there drawing. And then one day, his homie, Pony Boy, goes home. And it was clear at that point that Pony is the one that gave Rick his confidence. It was clear that's where Rick got his heart and his balls from was from Pony, because soon as he left, Rick's countenance, his whole attitude changed like this. Homie, he was reduced to a wimp. A skittish, scared, more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. This dude stayed tripping as soon as Pony left. And it was kind of funny how it turned out, because it just so happened that him and Nick kind of developed an issue right as the dude Pony left. And I'm sure if Pony had still been there when my homie Nick and this NLR dropout Rick had the issue, Rick would not have tripped so bad knowing Pony had his back. But with Pony gone, one is the loneliest number, he was tripping. And here was the thing, my homie Nick was a porter. So he would get all kinds of extra sack lunches. And he had told Rick, they made a deal, look Rick, draw me this art, I'll give you 2 sack lunches. The day that Nick was supposed to pay Rick for the art, the 2 sack lunches, was the day after Pony left, and Rick was really like on high alert. And Nick didn't pay him. I'm not going to say he burned him, but trip out on this. That day we got turkey. We never get turkey. In addition to turkey, they gave us cheese and mayonnaise. What? I mean, I've been there going on 30, 45 days. I hadn't had turkey yet. They gave us peanut butter and jelly once, but mostly it's that mystery meat, that nasty-ass bologna. Homeboy, we got turkey. Nick ain't coming off of it. He told Rick, hey, bro, I'm not going to pay the 2 sack lunches today because it's turkey. Wait till tomorrow when we're back on deck with the bologna and the mystery meat. I got you. Don't trip. But Rick tripped. He tripped to the point that when they came to crack the door to let Nick in and serve the lunch, Rick went running out, bro. He ran. And dude, I was shocked, bro. I was actually disappointed. I actually felt let down. Because he might be a dropout lowrider today, I was thinking. And it's not hard to get dropped in LR. But once upon a time, he was an active lowrider. And bro, dudes from the ride had to earn the N, the L, and the R. That's 3 institutional assaults. Probably 3 institutional stickings, homeboy. A1 offenses. To earn the NLR. It wasn't easy. You had to be a straight gangster. Once upon a time, this dude, Rick, was a gangster, was sick with it, and now he's running out the door, running from nothing. There's not even an issue. There's not even a confrontation. He just got all on his head, and he split. But now, bro, trip on this. I'm going to talk about this dude, Death Wish from LA, and I say he ran. I mean, you let me know what you think. I say that he got scary, and he got scared in this situation, and he ran, homeboy. Let me tell you how he did this. So trip out. I'm at Soledad. And we need to start off with the details because the devil's in the details. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. So Soledad, level 3 North Yard, has A Yard and B Yard. A Yard and B Yard. And on each of those yards, A Yard has 2 cell blocks and a dorm. And B Yard has 2 cell blocks and a dorm. Well, I show up there, homeboy, I hit B Yard. On A Yard, I hit B Yard in the dorms. On A Yard, in the cell block, a Norteño unalives a wood. Murks him. I've talked about it before. We're not going to get into it right here. That's not the story. He murks, this Norteño murks a white boy in the cell blocks. Now, when it happened at count time, happened at dinner. Everyone was in their cells. Now, when something like that happens and the alarm goes off, everyone starts looking because they want to see who is the perpetrator and who is the victim. Are they the same race or are they a different race? Is there going to be an issue now? What kind of can of worms did this assault just open up? Who was it that was fighting? And by the time they see this white dude come out on a stretcher out of a Norteño cell, and they put 2 and 2 together and figure out that a Norteño just unalived a wood, they're in their cells and no one could get a run back. And mandatory, a run back is coming, bro. Because they just got one of ours, but we can't get to them. But wait a minute. We can get to them. Because even though the cell blocks are locked down tighter than a frog's butthole, Fremont dorm was wide open. So this happened at nighttime, at dinner, at count. The next morning, when the cell blocks, like I said, were all locked down, they're on A Yard. Fremont dorm went to breakfast, and the Woods rushed Norteños and got that ass. Broke it off in him, bro. Got him full blast, homeboy. Served him. The Woods, the Norteños got caught slipping. They weren't expecting it, and they should have. The Woods got him. So now, up until this point, all this problem has been on A yard in the cells, and now A yard in the dorm, and up to this point, B yard has not been on lockdown at all. The cops are, the administration, like, let's leave that on A yard. B yard has been unscathed. But once the Woods rushed Norteños, Fremont dorm on the way to breakfast, then the cops said, no, let's go ahead and slam the cells on B yard. Now the whole North yard is on lockdown, except for the dorms. And the only thing that hasn't really been affected is that Toro dorm on B yard. A yard's Fremont dorm went off. The cells, a major issue happened on A yard. B yard, the cells locked down, nothing happened. Toro dorm, wide open. It's a dorm, it cannot be locked down. And Death Wish, who has the keys for the Peckerwoods, the woodpile, and Toro dorm on B yard, homeboy, walks up to the dude, the Norteño, who has the keys to Norteños, and says, hey, let's have a peace treaty. Let's leave that on A yard. They have their problems over there. They had an issue in the cells. They had an issue in the dorm. But let's leave that over there. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Death Wish, you fool! You know that you can't squash this. You know there's going to be a mandatory run back, because right now it's 1 against 1. Who's going to break the tie? The Norteños got one of us in the cell blocks. The Woodpiles got them a run back on the way to breakfast coming out of Fremont dorm. It's 1-1. One for Norteño, one for the Woods. Bro, they're going to break the tie. You can't squash it now. There's no way that the Norteños and Toro dorm are going to program with all that stuff going on next door. There's no way. And Death Wish should have known that. And he did know that. But he was scary, bro. He was scared. He was frightened. He didn't want to rush Norteños. He didn't want to go to war with them. So instead, he ran proverbally by walking up to the Norteños saying, can we have peace? When that's impossible. Can we have peace? Can we squash it? Can we be cool? And of course, the Norteños said, yeah, no problem. Let's be cool. Let's squash it. Let's leave it over there. And 1 hour later, after shaking on it, declaring peace, and Death Wish telling all the Woods, don't trip, we're good. So now they're probably walking around in their shower shoes, playing pinochle, got the filetos put away, and the Norteños rushed him hard and came at him, bro, and got that ass. A white dude got stuck in his eye. Imagine that. Would you like to get a fileto right through the eyeball? So when Death Wish got snatched up and went to the hole and answered for herself and said, my bad, I tried to call peace and we put our guard down, they rushed us. Oh, really, Death Wish? I mean, your name must have been a prophecy that came through, because you really must have a death wish the way you carry yourself, brother. They got him because he ran. He ran by trying to create peace when peace was impossible. Now we're going to talk about the proners. The biggest pussies in the prison system, if you will. Because trip on this. Every time there's a riot, I don't care if it's in county jail or prison, you're going to have people who prone out. When the riot kicks off, the melee happens, and people start fighting, you're going to have people who look around and go, no way, no thanks, not today, and they're just going to lay down. Because they reason within themselves, because they say, man, we're all going to eventually be laying down at one point anyway. Eventually the cops going to come in, get control of the situation, get control of the riot, make everyone lay down and prone out. And so when everyone's laying down and prone out, we're all looking at each other, and you see homie laying down. You don't know how long he's been laying down there, right? Wrong! Because there's two things you can guarantee about prison. One, when you go to this prison, there's always going to be someone there that was also at the prison you were at before. So there's no running to a different prison to escape your past. There's no doing something here at this prison and going to this prison and everyone there like clueless about what you did. No, because there's always someone in that new spot that was there at your old one. Always. And another thing you can bet your bottom dollar on, there's somebody that always sees everything you do. There's no sneaking off behind this and smoking that. There's no coming over here and tucking in the cut and being on the DL and doing that. No, your covers will always get pulled. Everyone always sees what everybody does. There's no escaping the eyeballs, homie. None. And so when people prone out, rather than participate in the fight, they get caught. Because after every riot, when the dust settles, they send around a bad news list with people's names on it who did not participate in the riot, but rather just lay down and proned out. And once you're on that list, once someone has declared, hey, that dude didn't participate, he laid down and proned out, there's no getting off that list. There's no speaking for yours and saying, now wait a minute. I threw 2 punches at that guy, did a karate kick at him, I did a spinning back fist at him, I threw a Chinese star in that direction. No! Once someone steps up and says, that dude proned out, you're going to get got, period. The thing that trips me out about the bad news list is when people are in the hole, getting got for proning out and not participating. I'm getting ahead of myself. Because trip on this. I, myself, got someone who proned out. I told the story before. We're not going to tell it now. But let me briefly touch on the fact that I got hoodwood from Taft. I got a kite from the hole saying he proned. He had the keys to the dorm. They wanted him got good. I got him with a sock and a lock. Now I go to the hole for getting him, and I'm hearing from people, hey, we're cleaning up the hole. We're slicing up people who proned out and didn't participate in the riot. And my question is, in my head, of course, I didn't ask it out loud, but then why are they here? How are they here? Because the only way you can go to the hole because of a riot is if you have marks on you. Because after the cops get control of the situation and make everybody prone out, they walk up to each inmate, make them stand up, take their clothes off, and check for marks. If they have marks, they go this way to the hole. If they have no marks, they go this way back to their housing unit. They don't take people to the hole for participation in a riot unless there's markings and proof. So they got people in the hole, and they're saying they're getting sliced at sides. It's like, well, why are they here? But anyway, it wasn't really my business. I didn't really trip on. But wait a minute, it might become my business because trip on this. Now, that was all the introduction. Here's the story. I say all that to say this. I'm in the hole. O-Wing, Soledad, East Side. Now, the third tier O-Wing hole has East Side and West Side, the tiers. That's what they call them. And the East Side has a shower, and the West Side has a shower. And when they run East Side showers, the inmates on the East Side third tier, when they shower them, they might put them on the East Side shower, or they might put them on the West Side shower. Same when they run showers, third tier, West Side, start showering those inmates. They may put them in the shower that's on their tier, the West Side shower, or maybe bring them to our tier, East Side shower. That way they can use 2 showers. And whenever someone comes from that tier over to ours, of course there's kites getting passed, but whenever I went from East Side to West Side shower, I hated it. Because the dude who was in the cell next to the shower had somewhat of a famous case. He was on Unsolved Mysteries. He was in several newspapers. So I would go in their shower. After I get in the shower, I dry off. And he's like, who's that over there? And I say, Splinter. He's like, oh, hey, what's up, Splinter? I'm like, what's up, brother? And he goes, hey, did I ever tell you about my case? And I say, no, what happened? But I want to say, yeah, like 5 or 6 times. I want to say, dude, you know you told me about your case. I've handled the newspaper clippings, the articles. I know about the Unsolved Mysteries. I know about all of it, bro. I want to say. But go ahead. Tell me again if you must. But this time I went and I took my shower and I was drying off, and he's like, hey, who's that? And I go, Splinter. He said, who's there? And I said, Splinter. He goes, hey, what's up, Splinter? He says, you're a good dude. And I was like, what? He's like, you're a solid homeboy. He goes, when I see or hear about, talk to people from Bakersfield, I let them know, man, Splinter's a good dude. He goes, I really like your stilo. And I'm thinking, right on, man. Finally a conversation I get into as I'm drying off. We're talking about me instead of you. I'm feeling this. I keep going. What else you got to say? He's pumping me up, bro. He's like, Splinter, you're just a really good dude. And he goes, man, hey, trip on this. And I go, oh, wait a minute. He was just buttering me up. Oh, here we go. Here comes the favor. He goes, listen, dude. And I go, yeah, I'm listening. I was listening real intently at this point. He goes, we're getting ready to slice this dude up over here for not participating in the riot. I'm, uh-huh. And I heard him say was. And I'm like, what's that mean, was? He's like, we were going to slice this dude up over here, but he caught wind of it. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he said, so, behind our back, he put in a bed move slip. He got at the cops to get a bed move to the East Side. So they're going to move him over there. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And he goes, you'll get him, won't you, bro? You'll get him, homeboy. And I was like, fuck! Yeah, dog. I got you, bro. Dude, that's the last thing I want to do. What? No, I don't got you. No, I don't want to slice this dude up. No. But I can't say no. Then I'd be getting one sliced up, homie. They only ask you as a courtesy. Really, it's an order. I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. And so he shot me a kite to take next door to Rob Dog, who had the keys to the East Side. And in it, the kite was, hey, Splinter's a good dude. Splinter said he'd get homie when he gets there. In fact, here's a brand new Rage Blade. He even provided the weapon. But when I was over there with him, and he was just saying you'll get him right, bro. I said, dude, how do they know he proned out on the yard? And he goes, several people saw him. I asked the wrong question. I should have said, well, why is he here? If he proned out and didn't participate, how the hell did he get here, bro? I didn't ask the wrong question. I said, how do you know? People saw him. You'll get him, bro. Yeah, because, dude, I just saw a Southsider do a slicing on the yard. You can't get away with it. There's a cop like this staring at you at all times. He misses nothing. And when the Southsider did the slicing, the cop shot him in the head. It split his wig. Have you ever seen anybody knocked out but yet standing up? Look straight cum drunk, homie. Split his wig and had him standing there knocked out on his feet. And that's what's going to happen to me as soon as I slice this fool. And on the yard, when you slice someone, you have every opportunity to get rid of the weapon. In fact, there's a dude right next to you. You slice, you hand him the weapon, he runs off and gets rid of it. That don't happen in the hole because there's no one to hand it to. You slice, you get shot, your wig split, and you're still holding it when the cops come and handcuff you. Then they give you a DA referral to Monterey County, which they pick up. You're going to get 4 years at 85%. Plus, they're going to give you an A1 offense. You're going to lose 365 of those days. Get like 50 points added to your points. Now you're a high level 4 on your way to do a year. Shoe term, allbad.com, homie. Sure, I'll get him, bro. Ooh, snarf, snarf. I didn't sleep that night nor the next. Till I realized that fool ain't coming over here. When he was packing his stuff and moving up, and they said, where you going, bro? He's like, I put a bed move in. I'm going to go to the east side. They're like, all right, all right. No, he didn't put a bed move slip in. He put a help slip in because we were single cell. He asked the cop for help. He didn't ask to move. He said, get me the hell out of here. They're going to slice my ass up. And when the inmates heard him packing, what are you doing, bro? Just going to the east side. Just moving over there. No, he got the hell out of there. But bro, they volunteered my ass, dog, you know what I'm saying? Use flattery. And bro, yes, there's all kinds of ways fools can run. Prone out, roll it up. Bitch moves, brother. And with that being said, I'm going to cut the string and let it fly. Peace.